You know, today, I gave all three of them reps today. You know, Zack Mahoney took most of the reps, and then Austin probably took the second most, split with AJ. You know, he's coming back, and he's getting a little bit better every day he's out there, and he threw the ball pretty well today. And he has been for the last week, about a week, 10 days. So, you know, I just keep telling him we're going to try to keep the plan small. You all got to know it. And but right now, Zack's the guy, you know, that's shown the most, and he's most consistent with the things we're doing, and we feel confident that he can execute all parts of our facets of our offense.
It's a short amount of time to get used to playing against.
Yeah.
Talk about that and what he's going through this week.
I mean, we've talked about it. I mean, it's almost harder. It's almost easier when you don't know you're going to play. You know, you just show up, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, go in, buddy. You know, and he runs in there. So, and he was great. I mean, I tried to ease him in. I did not want him to just go in and take over. He hadn't any reps, so I put Austin in first and tried to ease him in. Didn't throw with him until it was like the third drive. I think I gave him a screen on the first play, and then he did well. So I started throwing it a little bit more, and then in overtime I just pretty much called it normal, you know, and so he definitely kind of proved that he could handle the situation. He didn't freak out, and the ball wasn't going end over end, you know. And so I was proud of the way he did that. And now this week's a whole new deal because you got to get ready, and they just got to do a good job of communicating with me instead of, you know, being too prideful and saying, Coach, I got it all. Just tell me the things you like so I can call them more. And we're continuing to work through that now.
Mahoney and Wilson were both, you know, taking snaps in the second half, but then going with Mahoney, you know, to start overtime. I mean, were you just going with the hot hand? I mean, what was the thinking there?
Well, you know, like I said early on, I wanted to ease Zack in because he had never played, and he hadn't gotten a lot of reps. You know, between all the other guys, he was kind of in camp at least the low man on the totem pole. So. So I really, at that point, I knew Mahoney could run our offense, you know, all facets of it. Whereas Austin, he's really strong in some, and the other ones he can't run, you know, that he struggles with. So I knew if Zack was playing well, that he'd be the guy that I could just call it. You know, I could call any play on the playbook and know that he can execute it. You know, so I was hoping if that situation arises and he played well, that I'd go with him in overtime, and it did. You know, the last drive, he missed one read but made a good throw. He should have gone inside, and we had the first. Ben came about an inch short, but it was a good read, good throw. And at that point, I knew he was just out there having a good time playing. And I got him on the phone a couple times to listen to his tone of his voice, and I kept talking to the coaches, how's he doing, They're like, he's great, he's just normal Zack, you know. So that was good to see, and he was good today. So he really has come on in the last 2 weeks. I mean, I get to watch him mostly on scout team, and he had a scout team week last week that was unbelievable. I mean, he really made some unbelievable throws on the scout team, and I told him going into the game, you're not the 3, you're the 2.1, so be ready. And he was, and he did a good job.